Hey everyone, welcome back to this another crash course revision session on your very own channel BYJU'S 6 and 8. 6 to 8, right? 6, 7th and 8th. We all know this, right? Today we are here to revise completely the chapter of heat, complete chapter revision and mind map. Two important things we need for exams. Today we'll do that only, okay? Yes everyone, this is a crash course session. What is crash course if you ask me? Crash course is the biggest crash course revision series ever to be found on YouTube. नहीं मिलेगा तुमको कहीं और. That's extremely important. In this series, we are revising the whole chapter, right? Within 20 minutes, 20 minutes, less than 30 minutes. Why? Because your exams are near. Your time is precious. There's no point in taking one hour long session to do revision, right? हमने one shot तो कर ही लिए हैं, right? So that's why in this series, what we'll do is we'll do a very quick revision. We'll give you the mind map. We'll create throughout this session a mind map and we'll share it with you because mind maps are very good for revisions, right? Okay, that is done. Next, yes, okay, you are right. You are right. Come on. Think about it. Revision के साथ अगर practice हो जाए, test भी हो जाए, मजा नहीं आ जाएगा, right? Extremely important. Without giving practice test, revision feels kind of incomplete. No, that will do. By the end of this session, I'll share you a link of a test. 10 question test. You will attempt it, you will submit your answers, and then later we'll have proper solution session for the questions which you have done, right? And what we'll do, we'll tell you who answered what question correctly, how many marks you got. We'll also talk about what question, how many people got correct, how many people got wrong, and we'll analyze and we'll solve every question. ठीक है? That's how we should solve test, है ना? खुद से करो, घर बैठ के करो, because साइंस के क्वेश्चन में घर बैठ के अकेले में करोगे तभी प्रैक्टिस होगा. It's extremely important, right? Solve it while you are sitting at your home in your desk, okay? And submit it. Extremely important. Started, it's ongoing, which means you cannot miss it. If you don't want to miss it, you subscribe right now, okay? If you think this series was something you were waiting for, it's extremely helpful. Subscribe right now because you don't want to miss any session, right? Press the bell icon if you want to get notifications also. Or like to kar hi do. Press the like button right now. Do I have to tell you this? Come on, press the like button right now. And by the way, the basics if you want to clear for this session, heat one short session is already there on the channel, okay? Search for this, you will get it. It's a very nice session if you really want to clear out your basics. You know? Today's session is a revision session. Fine? Alright, kids. Let's start the story with heat. Heat. गर्मी, है ना? कहानी चालू होती है heat के साथ. अब heat chapter में the first thing we need to talk about is, come on, think, बताओ. By heat, you cannot just touch things and say, yaar, ye garam hai, ye thanda hai. It's not safe for you and it's deceptive also. There is an experiment, right? है ना? हमने one shot में discuss किया हुआ है. There is an experiment. If you put both of your hands in, let's say, hot water, right? है ना? Correct. And then if, oh, no, one second. If you put your two hands, one in hot water and one in cold water, and then put both of your hands in normal water, your one hand will say this water is cold, your one hand will say this water is hot. It's deceptive. You cannot rely on your senses to judge if something is hot or cold. क्या चाहिए? तुमको चाहिए एक solid चीज. What? Temperature, right? So, temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body. If temperature is high, means it's hot. If temperature is low, means it's cold. If you think about it, right? In winters, we feel temperature goes 2 degrees, 3 degrees. दिल्ली का की बात कर लेते हैं अगर हम 2 डिग्री, 3 डिग्री, 1 डिग्री भी होता है आजकल, है ना? Right? So that's why this is what it is a denotation. Temperature is a way of, I would say, concretely telling if something is hot or it's cold, right? So temperature is nothing. It's just degree of hotness and coldness. बहुत अच्छे. अब temperature है, बहुत बढ़िया. कौन measure करेगा? One question. Okay, sir, temperature will tell me if something is hot or cold, but I need something to measure the temperature also. Na? How can you measure temperature? That's where we have thermometers. First, let's talk about clinical thermometers. These are those thermometers which, whenever, let's say, you fall sick, you get a little feverish, your mother or father, whoever, or the doctor, they come with a thermometer. They ask you, open your mouth. And they put this thermometer in your mouth nicely and they ask you wait for like around 1 minute and then they will see the reading. And it's very common. We have seen it, right? It's called clinical thermometer. And the word is very simple. बीमारी में जो काम आए, कौन सा होगा? कहाँ जाते हैं? क्लिनिक जाते हैं ना? When you are sick, you go to clinics. Clinical thermometer. create a connection in your mind, है ना? Clinical thermometer. This is to measure temperature of our body. Body temperature के लिए होता है ये, not anything else. Fine. Its range is 35 degrees Celsius to 42. Why? Because your body temperature cannot go below 35. It cannot go 42 above. That's how human body works, right? है ना? ठीक है. Then kink is present. What is a kink? Look at this small bend over here, right? This is what we call as kink. You might have seen कि whenever, let's say, you are going to measure your body temperature using this clinical thermometer, what we do is we take the thermometer, wash it, and do, है ना, झटके मारते हैं, right? We give a little jerks. Why? Because you want to bring that mercury level below the kink, right? है ना? So why is this kink over there? Because when you measure your body temperature, you have to take it out and then take a reading. During this duration, I would say, right? In this time, intermediate time of taking the measurement and reading it out, there is a delay. और इसमें अगर mercury level fall कर गया तो mercury level should stay where it is, and that's why we have this kink. ये जो sharp bend है ना, kink, it prevents the falling of the mercury level, right? And that's why it is in the clinical thermometers. Very important. Fine. Okay. So, क्या पहचान है clinical thermometer की? What is the I would say, how would you identify this clinical thermometer? Because of this kink. Very important. बहुत बढ़िया. ठीक है. All right. So this was one thermometer. We have one more. That is called as laboratory thermometer. Clinical and laboratory, at least look-wise, they both look same. There is a mercury bulb, there is a capillary tube, there is a mercury inside that, there are markings, है ना? Glass casing होता है, glass का handle होता है. So all this looks same. What is the difference? And this difference is very much asked in exams. कुछ नहीं मिलेगा तो exam में पूछ लिया जाएगा. What is the difference between clinical and thermometer and laboratory thermometer? Tell me in the 2 sentences or 2 points or 3 points, right? Very important, extremely important. Laboratory thermometer. It is to measure temperature of an object. Clinical was for body, human body, to be more precise. You know? This is for any object, right? And this is lab based. No? So name is telling you. नाम बता रहा है आपको laboratory thermometer. इससे आप measure कर सकते हो किसी object का temperature and mostly liquids. ठीक है? Range is -10 to 110. Very important. This range is very important, kids. -10 to 110 degrees Celsius. Okay. The kink is absent. क्यों? क्योंकि when you are measuring temperature using the laboratory thermometer, what will happen? You will keep it inside, let's say, the boiling liquid, or let's say the liquid which is getting heat. You will keep it straight, and then you will measure it. Parallax नहीं होना चाहिए. You have to measure it from your eye level, है ना? There should be no parallax error. Fine. You will measure it with your eye level. So you measure readings when this thermometer is inside the object you are measuring the temperature of. Fine. Okay. Yes. Important thing is kink is absent, not required. Kink is there in the clinical thermometer. Very important. Fine. And that's how we can say this is the difference between clinical and laboratory thermometers. Fine. All right. Chalo. Next. Important. This is another small question which is very frequently repeated in exams. What are the precautions while using thermometers? And these are pretty intuitive. ये सब ऐसी precautions हैं जो आप बता सकते हो, है ना? बिना as such रटे हुए. आपको रटने की जरूरत है ही नहीं, है ना? ये सब आपने देखा हुआ है. You have seen these things. You need to wash the thermometer. भाई, you keep thermometers in the mouth of people, right? You need to wash it. Germs हो सकते हैं उस पे, right? Very important. Next. Not to be held by the bulb. Bulb is a very sensitive portion, right? This is where mercury is there. Not to be held by the bulb. नहीं पकड़ना उसको. Ensure that mercury level is below 35 degrees Celsius. For clinical thermometers, it should be below 35, and that is the reason we give jerks to thermometer before using it. Yes. Level of mercury along the line of sight. I told you, whenever you take reading, you don't take the reading like this, or like this, or like this. You, हमेशा, every time you take the reading, keeping it in front of you, right? In front of your eye level. Why? You need to have in the straight line of sight. This will reduce what? It will reduce, come on, parallax error. Fine. And last but not the least, handle with care, because thermometers, at least these clinical ones, at least the older versions, they have mercury, and mercury is not safe. Yes, mercury vapors are very dangerous, right? So that's why handle with care, extremely important. Okay. बोलते हैं घर में पारा होता है इसके अंदर, ठीक है, ध्यान से. All right, these are the precautions. Fine. Now we are done with thermometers. Now comes the question of heat transfer. What I mean, if heat is something, it's an energy, can it be transferred? Yes, it can be transferred. Yes, transfer of heat. What do we know about this? Heat travels from high temperature to low temperature, right? कहां से कहां जाएगा? Heat will transfer from a body which is at high temperatures to a body which is at low temperatures. When you touch them, है ना? When you bring both of these bodies in contact, heat will flow from high temperature body to a low temperature body. कब तक? Good question. Till when? Till they both attain the same temperature. You can think of that water level wala example also, right? If you have two beakers with different level of water, but they are connected. The moment you open this between tap, right? This tap which is there in between, right? What will happen? The water will flow from this high level to low level until when? Until the level becomes same. Same kind of thing happens in the case of heat and temperature. Until the temperature becomes same, heat will keep flowing from a body which is at high temperature to a body which is low temperature. ठीक है? और क्या ये हमेशा होता है? When the phase change of body happens, यानी कि when let's say ice is melting, 0 डिग्री पे मेल्ट करेगा, लेकिन टेम्परेचर रेज नहीं करेगा, हीट मिलता रहेगा, राइट? करेक्ट. सो दिस इज अ स्मॉल एक्सेप्शन which I'm just giving you as an extra information. मैंने बात किया है बच्चों one shot में all these things, and don't you worry about these things. Fine. Heat flows until temperatures are equal, and there are different modes of heat transfer. Heat transfer is not like always touching, है ना? बिना टच किए भी हो सकता है. Let's talk about. So what are the different modes of heat transfer? We have 3 important modes of heat transfer. Very famous questions in the heat chapter come from these 3 modes of heat transfer, right? First one is conduction, where conduction happens means conduct होती है चीजें, right? Conduct मतलब पास होना, ऐसे ऐसे कंडक्ट करना मतलब क्या होता है? कंडक्शन इज व्हाट? इट इज ट्रांसफर ऑफ हीट ड्यू टू वाइब्रेशन ऑफ पार्टिकल्स अबाउट देयर मीन पोजीशन. एवरीथिंग इज मेड अप ऑफ पार्टिकल्स. वो पार्टिकल्स क्या हो रहे हैं? वाइब्रेट कर रहे हैं. when they gain heat, what they do is they start vibrating vigorously, है ना? If I'm a particle, I'm normally dancing like this. When I get heat, what will I do? I'll start dancing aggressively and I'll pushing my nearby neighbors, right? So what happens? This is how conduction happens, right? I'm transferring heat from this side to this side. How? Hey, you take this heat. Transfer of heat. When particles are vibrating, they are not moving, they are not getting transferred completely, but they are vibrating at their mean position, है ना? Predominant mode of heat transfer in solids. Solids में होता है conduction. Important, very important, okay? Yes. So this is about conduction, ठीक है? What is the other mode? Another mode is, now before that, if we just talked about conduction, there are 2 types of materials. Conduction कौन करेगा? Who will do conduction? That is one question. Very simple question, but very important thing. Conductors and insulators. And the psychology of naming something as conductor and insulator is simple. It's almost equal to the electrical conductor and insulators, right? So, conductors की बात अगर हम करें, materials which allow heat to pass through them, they are called as conductors. And the materials which do not allow the heat to pass through them, they are called insulators. Conduction, जो conduct कर सके. Insulator, जो insulation के काम आए. हमारे जो pans हैं, all the cooking utensils that you have, the cooker you have, the frying pan you have, what do they have? They have those handles, right? Those handles are made up of sometimes wood, है ना? क्यों? Sometimes rubber, sometimes plastic. Why? Because they are insulators. Your hand will not get the heat, right? So that's why. It's all basic knowledge, है ना? We all know about this thing, correct? So, for example, iron is a conductor, plastic is insulator, glass is insulator, wood is insulator, iron, metals, mostly metals are conductors, okay? Yes? Alright. So this is about materials which will do conduction. Next mode of heat transfer is something how we are getting heat from the sun. Radiation. Radiate. Right? Bodies are radiating heat. Think about it. Bhai, sun is very far from us, right? In between sun and earth, mostly it's empty space only. It's vacuum. Yeah, correct? Yes, sir. But still, I can feel the warmth from the sun. Yeah? The moment you come out and the sun rays fall on you in a winter morning, maza hi aa jata hai. Correct? है ना? बिल्कुल मजा आता है. Why? Because you are feeling heat. How? Because sun is radiating through radiation. इसको बोलते हैं radiation, right? सर क्या हुआ मतलब radiation का? Radiation means it is a mode of heat transfer which does not require a medium. Radiation can happen without medium also. Conduction required medium. Solids. Radiation does not require medium. Bodies radiate heat in all directions. I am also radiating heat, very less. So every body kind of radiates heat. That's true, है ना? So radiation is another mode of heat transfer which does not require medium. And on this one small point, there are infinite questions asked till now in exams. I'm telling you, it's a very common questions which are asked. Okay, fine. भूलेगा नहीं कोई भी, ठीक है, छोटी चीज है, भूलना नहीं है. चलो, रेडिएशन की बात हो गई. अब इस पे बात करते हैं another, the type of colors that we wear. See, radiation is what? Light is coming to you, right? Light is what? Energy. Yes. If you absorb more light, you will gain more energy and this will give you heat, right? So think about it. In terms of colors, which color is absorbing more light? The black. Think about it. Why is it black? Because all these lights from the studio are falling on me. ये सारी light मेरे पे पड़ रही है, लेकिन this black color t-shirt is absorbing all the light and giving out almost nothing. Maximum absorption हो रहा है. Light energy को ये absorb कर रहा है. It is gaining more and more energy. Means it will become hot quickly. Look at this white color. It is white because this white light is falling on it and it is reflecting most of it. है ना, अभी वापस कर दे रहा है. If it is not keeping the energy, means it will not become hot that quickly. That's the logic. Radiation and color. Dark colored objects absorb more heat than light colored objects. इसीलिए गर्मियों में it is advised, in summers it is advised कि भाई आप पहने light colored clothes. ठीक है? In winters, especially in the daytime when you are moving in the sun, it is advised you wear dark colored clothes. क्यों? Dark colored clothes they absorb more heat of the sun. They absorb more light of the sun, right? ठीक है? And that's why seasonal clothing is influenced by the same. In summers, which color would you like to wear? Light colored. In the daytime, especially in sun. Why? Because you don't want sun rays to be trapped in your clothes. Next, in winters, inside when you are moving in the sun, what kind of colors do you want to wear? It's winter, so you want your clothes to absorb more sunlight so that you can become more warm. That's why. Black colors. Fine. It's a very common question in exams which is coming again and again every year. ठीक है? Very important. चलो आगे चलते हैं. बात हो गई रेडिएशन और कलर की. The third mode is called as convection. अब convection होता है, this is where fluids come in picture. भाई solids में it is mostly conduction. Convection में क्या होता है? Heat transfer by the actual movement of particles of medium. When medium particles are actually moving, उसको बोलते हैं convection, है ना? Hot particles move up and cold particles move down. When something becomes hot, its density decreases. तो नीचे से आप heat दे रहे हो, you are giving heat from the bottom. Hot particles will move up because they become less dense, है ना? Whatever is less dense, it will move up. Whatever is more dense will come down. And these are called as convection currents, है ना? So this is what convection looks like. Mostly it happens in fluids like liquid and gases. All right. अब convection के ऊपर there are two important phenomena which are like, I would say, extremely loved from examiners. Sea breeze. What is sea breeze? Whatever name is coming, that is the starting point. Sea breeze happens in the daytime. This is where cold breeze from the sea comes towards the land. Why? Because land and sea. Land becomes hot quickly compared to sea. Means the air above land becomes hot and the air above sea remains cold. Hot air will rise up. This cold air will remain over here, right? So what will happen? This cold air will run towards the land to take the place of this hot air moving up. है ना? Cold air जाएगा sea से land की तरफ और hot air जाएगा इधर ठंडा होने के लिए. And this is how you get this current. Sea breeze दिन में होता है, sea से land की तरफ होता है. Very important. ठीक है? Next is the land breeze. At night, what happens? Land, which gets heats up quickly in the day, becomes cold quickly at night also. जो जल्दी गर्म होता है ना, जल्दी ठंडा भी हो जाता है. Kind of, you can say this, right? है ना? So land will give the heat off quickly. रात में land बोलेगा मैं तो हूँ ठंडा. Land will be colder compared to sea. Means sea जो दिन भर बैठ के हीट एब्जॉर्ब किया है ना, रात में इट विल रिमेन हॉट. इसको गर्म होने में टाइम लगा, इसको ठंडा होने में भी टाइम लगेगा. ठीक है? सो सी इज हॉटर कंपेयर टू लैंड एट नाइट. मींस द एयर अबव सी इज हॉटर, एयर अबव लैंड इज कोल्डर. हॉट एयर विल राइज अप. land, say the cold air above land will move towards the sea, and this hot air will come towards land. Okay, this kind of cycle becomes, and that's why if you think about it, land breeze में क्या हो रहा है? रात में, at night, the breeze is coming from land to sea. That is called as land breeze. And these are two important phenomena. Important is what time they happen. ठीक है, दिन में होता है sea breeze, रात में होता है land breeze. And with this, बच्चों, we are done with heat. This is everything you need to learn from the heat chapter. Question इसके बाहर से नहीं आ सकता है. This is everything. This mind map I'll share with you. You will take a print out and then you will, at least in 2-3 days, you will keep looking at it. है ना, इसको देखते रहना. I will share it with you. Don't take it and keep it. अब भूल जाओगे, है ना? Don't forget about it afterward, because mind map are the best things you can use for a quick revision. इस, है ना, रिविजन करना है इससे. और अब बारी आती है टेस्ट की. रिविजन हो गया? Yes. Test दे दो जरा. In that description, there is a link given to you of the form in which there are 10 questions. All those 10 questions are exam-oriented, objective questions. What you will do is, time लो around half an hour. ज़्यादा मत लेना. I'm trusting you on this. कर सकता हूँ ना मैं? कर लूँ ना? सही बताओ. ठीक है? I'm trusting you on this. These questions you open, you submit the test, and then you just leave it. Okay? We'll come back and do an analysis session on that. हम हर क्वेश्चन के बारे में बात करेंगे. कितने बच्चों ने सही किया, किन किन बच्चों ने सही किया, कितने बच्चों ने गलत किया, क्यों किया, क्या दिक्कत थी, हर क्वेश्चन को हम सॉल्व करेंगे. ठीक है? इंपॉर्टेंट. So that's why make sure you don't forget to give this test. और टाइम से दे देना, भूलना मत. कल करोगे तो फिर कभी नहीं दे पाओगे. ठीक है? इंपॉर्टेंट. If you are watching this session, please make sure you give this test. वरना रिवीजन का फायदा ही नहीं है बच्चों. अगर हम प्रैक्टिस नहीं करेंगे, टेस्ट नहीं देंगे, तो फिर किस काम का रिवीजन? नॉलेज लेके बैठना थोड़ी है. यू हैव टू प्रूव, यू हैव टू सॉल्व क्वेश्चंस, है ना? और हो जाएंगे. Whatever knowledge you have, you'll be able to solve the question. Don't worry. Kids, we have got you covered. Understand this, believe in this, because this series is only for the annual examinations, right? Your time is precious. We don't want to waste your time. That's why I'm doing this recording over here right now. ठीक है? ध्यान से सुनो, समझो, टेस्ट दो, and rest, everything will take care. Fine. तुम्हारा काम टेस्ट तो देना ही है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, इतना मेहनत होता है टू मेक ऑल दीज नाइस माइंड मैप्स फॉर यू. तारीफ कौन करेगा भाई? Who will do the appreciation? Press the like button right now. Come on, press the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, because subscribe नहीं करोगे, you are missing on a lot of things. मैं फिर बोलूंगा तुमको कि भाई last moment पे I would not be able to help you. If you come to me on the last 1 week and ask me, sir, कैसे आए 90%, I will say, बाबा कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Please subscribe right now. It's extremely important. And subscribe करके be regular to these classes. Watch them, and whatever I'm telling you, whatever we are telling you, just follow it. Your marks will come automatically, right? Subscribe and share it with your friends who want to study and looking for a good study platform. Time pass के लिए मत करना. Share it with only people who want to study. ठीक है? Like, share and subscribe. See you next time. Till then, take care and bye-bye.